The whole world I wait for this. I make the beat drop off.
Yo, 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 yo. Morning, dice and decent people. More familiar time slot, still on the road. But later, last show from here, we're Atlanta bound, Georgia bound, and then it's fly back to the great state of Washington. So big up everyone. Listen, this may be the last time we have some midweek fixtures for a while, Premier League, right? There's some Champions League coming back around and some other rearranged fixtures and all them something that. But the midweek fixtures thing is kind of cool and it kind of isn't. Kind of throws off your rhythm a little bit. And I'm sure if it messes with our damn, battle rhythm daily, it probably fucks with the players. I'm not sure they like playing these midweek games, But regardless of what happens, I had a close family member that I didn't even know was a damn West Ham fan, That's why you have to check on people. West Ham, oh God. Listen, the thing with West Ham, right? I think West Ham kind of, because they're in London, they got kind of too big for their boots. They're in London. They're hearing the Arteta out. They're hearing the Chelsea fans hack and sack. They're hearing every other club talking about ins and out. Then they go win Conference League, and then they felt like they should be in a category where they can talk about David Moyes out. Kind of like the Milwaukee Bucks after they won the NBA title and fired Mike Budenholzer, the coach that won the NBA title. They think they're the Lakers or some shit. Like they think they're a big market team who's just gonna attract Giannis's every other. No, you got lucky in the draft, or not say lucky. You drafted well and was able to land Giannis and put some pieces around him and win the NBA title. We get it. I think that's the same thing that happened to West Ham. They were around too many other big clubs who were calling for managers to be sacked. And now they looked at it and, oh, yeah, Moisey had us down there in the table, but he won us a trophy. We need to go push on and do what? Push on and do what? I bet they wish they could have Moisey back. So check on your people. Not everybody is doing well, as you think. Sports or just life in general. But big up, man. Welcome back. After yesterday's fixture, it's the day before the day of the fixture that everyone wants to see, right? Tonight, really and truly, a lot of people are invested in Manchester City versus Brighton because that's the match of consequence for us. The rest of them could be a bunch of dead rubbers, to be honest, right? The United game, yeah, but nah, it's Burnley and it's Man United with a former player as manager. That could go either way. No one would really care. Right? And there's Tottenham and Bournemouth and Semenyo playing and this whatever. The only fixture that's really kind of relevant today is the damn Barcelona game. That's the one I'm going to watch. I'm not even watching any Premier League games today. But we'll look ahead to tomorrow because I'm still hearing the noise from the man them. Like there were people in here yesterday saying 4-0 and 5-0. Now, of course, we expect that from Positive Dan and all that stuff, but it wasn't them. It was across the other spaces. I'm seeing the chest, way too much chest. Like we're skipping leg day. We're skipping, back. We're skipping arms. And it's just chest in the gym and we're just doing chest. I'm not sure. Liverpool will be up for this game. Arsenal Football Club have to get into the mindset and the mentality of knowing that these next 18 games, you will get every Premier League team's best. And that's essentially what I meant when I streamed on 4 or 5 days ago when I titled the stream 19 Cup Finals to the end of the season. And big up to Brother Views. I see Views with the same energy this morning saying Cup Finals, Cup Finals, Cup Finals, because that's essentially what the hell it is. It's going to be a serious fight towards the end of this Premier League because everyone is going to play spoiler. Everyone wants to spoil the party for us. When Man City's going for a title, no one really splits. No one cares, isn't it? No one cares, and they're just usually way better than everyone. So a lot of those teams down this stretch going up against Man City knew that they didn't have a chance. Against us, because we haven't won, other teams really believe that they have a chance. And Liverpool are still, even though they've been shit season, Liverpool are still the current Premier League champions. And they are visiting the presumptive Premier League champions. And they would like nothing more than to remind Arsenal that, hey, you're still little, bro. The league title thing, not your thing. It's between us and City. Last year when you should have won it and City had their off year, we showed you how to win a title. So they would like nothing more to spoil the party. But before I ramble on too much, excuse my manners, people. Big up to Wahaha. Love my bro. I'm not sure I got your prediction for yesterday's game, but I predicted a United win against Burnley. Yeah, I got you winning 1-0. Yeah. Let me know how you feel about your game, my G. We got BX Gunner. Big up BX Gunner, man. Say he listening to some making breakfast and listening to this BS press conference. I'll probably catch that on Haters TV later. Big up to Gunner for life. Hope you are good, my G. Big up to Mel. Gunner SC in the house. Some more dappins. West Ham are definitely gone, and that makes me sad. My late granddad for 70 years died of lung cancer before them. See? And this is the thing. Moisey delivered that. And that's why it's so important for fan bases to like realize who the hell they are, you know. But that's sad though. Because there are people who have died, who are diehard Arsenal fans, where you couldn't tell that we were going to go 22, 23 years without a league title. Mad. Really, some really good games today. I'm very interested in the City and Brighton game. The rest of them, I'm not so sure I'm invested. Maybe the Villa game. Yeah, hey Jay, we hope you're feeling better, my G. If Brighton does us a favor, that would put more pressure on us. No, and here's why I say that. That's a great question, by the way. And here's why I say that. Even Manchester City knows that when they were a 2-point lead, striking distance, they still had a margin of error. When it went to a 6-point lead that it is now, because it went from 6 to 2 back to 6, now Man City's margin of error is even slighter. Still very tight. If they lose today or drop points against Brighton, that margin of error for them becomes wider. And I think they're at their best when they know they smell blood and they have a wide margin of victory or wider. I don't think they can go on that 13-game, 15-game winning run. I think they can go 13 or 15 games undefeated, but I don't think they can do it all W's. There will be some draws in there. I honestly don't think we smack Liverpool. I would say it again. I don't know where that energy is coming from in the world, but it's out there. But we know where it's coming from. You know, it's the big channels, it's the top gooners who are pumping that we're going to pump Liverpool. And they'll disappear. They will disappear should the result not go our way. And then man like Shane and man like Aaron, man like DJB and the faithful will be here having to answer for the crimes of the fan base. Some dude I used to work with like 10 years ago sent me a clip of Christian on Instagram. I said, don't ever send me no shit like that again, bro. Yeah, they see Arsenal, innit? They see Arsenal on something. They be like, hey, we know BX Gunner is a die. Let me send him this to make him, in case he hasn't seen how great his team is and how great his manager is, let me send him this. Mad. Hey, got to keep on moving, Gunner for life, man. We're here for you, bro. Big you up. And if Portsmouth does it positive, Dan will hide for a month. He better not, because I know people who have contacts on him. Be like, no, brother, because I see Boyton everywhere. I see Boyton in the same chats everywhere I go. I was just in 2 days ago. Don't waste the trip, Gary. I'm in Gary's chat talking to Gary, chatting. Boyton is in there chatting away. Boyton is alive and well, people. He didn't fall off the earth. He's just waiting for his opportunity to come back and give it the big. Or he may not. It's cool. Maybe he's just fed up with us because he know we weren't hearing the quad talk. Right? It's too much rationale. It's too much logical train of thought to say that we're not going to go from not winning anything at all to go to win something that's never been done before. That is crazy. Cheers to AJ. Some more nappins. Love, man. Yo. Big up to BX Gunner, but BX Gunner comes in here on his fuckery today. So just for that, BX Gunner holds us last. We don't do the TG. There may be some TG energy in here from time to time, but we don't do that. The real Liverpool fan in the house. Yeah, I see Mr. Other Liverpool fan, on panels doing AFCON watch-alongs. I won't name drop. I won't call any names, but Nems is doing his thing in the YouTube spaces. Right? Man has wrenches for certain channels. He's on panels. Cool. Just won't happen over here, my brother. Well, you are nasty for that, Yes, sir. The community. Hey, reach out if you need to reach out, Gunner for Life. You know that. Remember those games where we pumped you 5-0 and the heavy score lines? That's what's going to happen tomorrow to us. Be like the legend Bob Marley said, and have no worries. The thing is, right? This is one of them things where it's one-way traffic. It was back then, and it never happens when you predict it to happen. Remember the 7-0 year? What year was the 7-0? When United got slapped 7-0. United was the good team that year. United were going into that game in top form. Cody Gakpo was at Liverpool, couldn't find his feet. They were in shit form. Flex and everyone was at DR Sports giving it on how they're going to go to Anfield and win for the first time at Batterum and do this. And they went there and held 7. I think the game was 1-1 at halftime and then conceded 6 goals in the second half. United were the better team that year in the league table. Now this year, and the most other years, Liverpool have been the better team, but it was this year, this bad team on the Emirates went to Anfield and win. These things never go the way you think they're going to go. We thought the game last year that was City and us was going to be a close one. Most people predicted a draw. I did. 5-1 Arsenal. They never work out that way. And I'd love for Liverpool to get a battery. I think you're due for one from us. But I think the last big thumping up Liverpool got was the 7-2 versus what was that? Villa a couple years ago. Well, you're nasty for this, nasty for this. Speaking of people that you'll be glad to see, Claire is still with us. Sadly, not well enough to. Yeah. I saw Claire this morning in the views chat. Hey, listen, big up to Claire. She emails me. I email her. Big up Claire. Yeah, I saw Claire, sponsor of the show, 85-pound super chat, and I get in. That's mad. But we keep telling Claire this. Listen, don't need to do that. The community is big. A big her up, and I hope she is getting there. She was in Vigilante's chat about 4. Brother, that's mad. That shit. Probably see. But yeah, next time you see Claire Bear in the space, make sure you send her my regards if I'm not there to give it to her myself. But big up. Now, yeah. So yeah, 3 or 4 days ago, I did a stream saying Cup Finals, 19 Cup Finals, right? And a lot of that got kind of lost in the translation. And Gary was saying, "No, you're asking for perfection." No. I'm asking us to approach these games with the same energy the same vigor, the same agent, the same urgency as these teams are going to approach us. Because when we turn up to Forest next week, Forest would like nothing more than to ruin our season. You know, the presumptive Premier League champions came to our grind and we did X, Y, and Z. Because last year, a lot of people thought damn Liverpool were going on invincible until Forest, not last year. Well, yeah, last year, when Forest beat them at Anfield 1-0. Because the late goals and all that was coming. Liverpool were winning, they were winning. You know, so I don't know. Let's break it down. Are you scared of our defense? No. Are you scared of our midfield? Yeah, I'm not. Well, brother. Okay, Monster, let's not do this, yeah? Let's not do this, right? Because the midfield that you have on the pitch is a title-winning midfield. Your starting midfield, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, that's a title-winning midfield. These men were in world-class conversations in the summer and last year. They were. I remember me and Mr. Batter went back and forth of him telling me that McAllister is world-class. I'm like, no, bro. I guess we have different standards for world-class. And Mr. Batter and I are similar in nature. There's not a gulf in generational views of how we look at football. So that's the title-winning midfield that you have there. And you added Verts to it. 100 million, 150. So your midfield is good. Are you scared of our attack? No worries about that. Whether Ekitike plays or not, and I think he doesn't play because I heard some other stuff today. I don't think he plays. But your midfield is good. Van Dijk and Konate on their day can. You know, and it's not like our strikers are over here pulling up trees. Yeah. So your team, we talked about it yesterday, that the starting 11 that we may or we most likely are to see is good enough to get a result. Is good enough to win a game of football, regardless of the opponent. Right? Can you imagine a match in 90 minutes where Gravenberch is the man of the match and plays out of his skin and boss the midfield? Have we seen that before? Have we seen Rice? Have we seen Caicedo boss the midfield? Yeah, so we've seen Gravenberch boss the midfield. These type of things happen. There was a hell of a conversation in the beginning of the season when we were talking about who is the best midfielder. And everyone was saying Caicedo, Rice, Gravenberch. And I was like, nope, Rodri. I don't want any of them, man. If I'm picking one of them, 85% Rodri if he wasn't fit. He's better than all of them. But Gravenberch was in that conversation. Deservedly so. He wasn't shoehorned in there. So your midfield is good. I'm not buying that that we're not supposed to be scared. No, I'm not scared, but that midfield more or less catapulted you to a Premier League title last year and top of the Champions League throughout the group stage. Yeah. Can people stop saying if Brighton beat City and then we beat Liverpool, it's done? We have Arteta. That's some massive ifs, you know. I do think if Brighton beat City, not draw, but beat them, take 3 points, and we can go 9 points clear, all of a sudden, more pressure. More pressure on Odegaard not to lose the game. So it's a lot more safe passes. We're passing the ball around. We're probing. We're trying to keep it. We're probing. We're ticking. We're attacking. We turn it over. Bang. Counterattack. But I would like for Brighton to beat City. I'm not going to lie. Because I want to see my team under that pressure. Because yesterday's title, pressure, pride, and points. I want the team to be under pressure now and go through it, weather the storm now, so we can have a smooth sailing towards match week 34 to match week 38. I don't want the pressure moments then. Go 9 points clear. Yes. And then you're 7 to 9 points clear. Match week 33, you play Man City. That's your title right there. They need 5 or 6, 7 games to win the title. You go to the Etihad in match week 33, 7 to 9 points clear. 1 match and you win the Premier League. You put your foot on their necks and you win that game. And if you're 7 points clear, you go 10 points clear. You're 9, you go 12 with 4 games to go. Still no guarantee with Arteta. But You're 10 to 12 points clear in match week 34. Dare I say, even he can't fuck this up. I would be fully confident in Blunderman, Mr. Serial second at that point. There is no way you can mess this up, McKen. But yeah, I would love nothing more for Brighton to turn City over today. Before you get into that run, you gotta go for a result with City to give you the same cushion by the time that run comes around. I hear it. The two danger men are out. Salah and Ekitike won't be there. And this gives Gakpo a chance to take his shirt off, hold it up, right? This gives Chiesa a chance to remind the world, right? His name was on Ballon d'Or list in 2021. Chiesa get to showcase to the world that this Arne Slot guy is full of shit because I'm running back doing goal line clearances and I'm not getting minutes, right? And even the Liverpool fans can't understand why he's not getting any minutes because they tell me his fit is not fitness. And his fitness to complete a game of 90 minutes of football in the Premier League, I just don't think Arne Slot trusts him because there is no other plausible explanation that I can think of why he is not playing. Especially with the form that Salah's been in, the injuries to other attacking players, and to the fact that Salah hasn't been there at all. And he still hasn't played enough minutes. That's crazy. I fully believe the League Cup will make City go, oh shit, the players have won despite Arteta. Now they are ready for war. I want them to see these bunch lift trophies, right? Because maybe they'll look at them different in the tunnel. Because we always used to hear TT in the tunnel. Well, you lost the game before you step foot on the pitch. You can look at me, but you're going home mad today. Big up to Hendo, weatherman. What you telling me, sir? Hope you're good. Midfield on paper. Now, when you look at the performances, it's been putting in all season. From my POV, it feels like we went into City knowing we're just going to lose. Well, from my point of view, there's still quality there. You know, Gravenberch was being in the conversations for the best midfielder in Europe. And no one at the time, based on performances, could dispute it because the performances were spectacular. I remember the Everton game. He won you that game. Everyone else was out of form, out of whack. He won you that game. Never forget we gave Rashford a career with his 2 goals. Wouldn't be surprised if Rio plays, he scores, pick off his career. Lots of men. Even Anthony scored. Anthony, the fidget spinner, opened his Premier League account against Arsenal Football Club, September 4th, 2022. I'm sitting in a pub in Barcelona. Mad as hell. Liverpool's main threat is in the 8. So in the 8, in the midfield, Declan is going to be on the pitch. I don't know how fit he is, but we know he plays. And he's going to play a full 90 unless this game is out of hand one way or the other. So I think we're good there in our midfield defensively. Especially we have our center backs and our back line mostly intact now. It's the who is going to take charge of making that risky line-breaking pass. Because Liverpool are not parking this bus. There will be opportunities there for Odegaard to play the balls. We know Odegaard can play them. We've seen him play them. We've seen him play them. This guy's reverse back passes. We've seen him play direct passes against Chelsea to Kai Havertz. Clean through. One pass takes out the entire Chelsea midfield. We know that he has it. But the pass has to be so damn safe for him to make it. A lot of times the opportunity closes itself because he doesn't want to give the ball away in the name of control and retaining possession. Make the line-breaking passes. Score early, we win the game. We let this go to the 78th minute. There is enough quality in the Liverpool team to nick it if we're still level. Stormy weather when Arsenal-Liverpool kicks off on Thursday. So if Arsenal plays to win, it was raining excuse will come out from the Arteta sexuals. I hear it. There's an excuse somewhere. The excuse express is what we call it. Big up to man like Gianni. Big up to the chat. Big up, man. I'm not sure Gianni's going to be on the Bruce Banana tonight with us. But big up Gianni. Yes, people, the Bruised Banana is tonight, 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. UK time on Shane Guna's channel because Arsenal play tomorrow. And, it's usually a Thursday show. Yeah. Don't be surprised if it's the same front three that started against Fulham and Kia's on the bench yet again. Rio ain't playing unless it's a very last resort. Slot not interested in young players. Yeah, and that's been established over the past couple of weeks. And there is some rift there, because the kid, when he comes on, does look good. And he did save you from a colossal bottle drop at St. James's Park. Last kick of the game from bottling a 2-0 lead versus a 10-man. Like those things matter to players, When you save a coach's ass, you save the team with your individual brilliance, and then you're just casted back out the same way that Arteta has just pushed Ethan to the side. And I even if I think Max's ankle was intact and he was healthy, Max still wouldn't be playing heavy minutes this year. It was to be introduced to the world, kind of how Ethan was introduced to the world a couple of seasons ago, and then we didn't see him for a season or two, and then last year he was back into the squad. And if it wasn't for unprecedented amount of injuries to Saka and Odegaard, probably wouldn't have seen much of him either. You know what I'm saying? But we hear it. Big up to the assembled. Big up to you, my G. Hope you are well. Man, love. Now, I got a chance to look at some of the predictions that I thought was gonna happen in the midweek fixtures. Now, I already made a meal of the Forest and West Ham game because I thought Forest was going to win that 2-1. Yeah, but it went 2-1 the other way. Forest being the home, West Ham being the home side. I thought this was the game. You have a chance to catch the one team that you're probably going to have to catch to get out the relegation zone at home, 1-0 lead, and still find a way to make a meal of it. Sorry, but it looks long. I think the entire West Ham board is going to switch their strategy now, where they sit and be like, hey, if by such a date we don't have X amount of points, we're going to shift strategy and focus for life in the championship. That's going to have to be a business decision that they're going to have to make. But that prediction, I went and I looked over some of the other predictions, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. Am I really sure that we're beating Liverpool 3-1? Because I do think we win the game. But I don't know if we can beat Liverpool 3-1. It may be a little closer. Because 3-1, when the entire fan base on the online presence of the fan base are predicting drubbings, are predicting that we're going to pump Liverpool and it's going to be just one-way traffic, my 3-1 kind of falls into that because a 3-1 usually is a comfortable scoreline, right? But I can't let the masses ruin my logical train of thought, how I came to a 3-1. So I'm not sure if I want to change my prediction. I do think we win the game. A 2-1, of course I'll take it. But a 3-1, a little bit of distance between us where it's not cardiac arrest going out to the final whistle. Because I really, as well as we have done to stay top of the Premier League through match week 20, I still think there are parts of this team that are a little fragile. And it shows, or it's shown itself during the Sunderland game, the Chelsea away game, and the Villa Park game. It did show me a little bit of, do we really have that champion DNA push? And the club worked too hard to bring Rio from Chelsea for Slot to let him run on the bench the whole time. Trey Neone not getting the minutes despite being highly regarded. Slot got to fix up. So, and this is the thing why I hate about the Ethan going out on loan thing. I don't want to hear it, because regardless of being highly rated and he's saved you points at St. James's Park and all that stuff, despite all of that, if you let Rio go, you essentially make your team weaker. And if we let Ethan go to Bournemouth or any other, if we let him leave, if he's not wearing Arsenal number 22 when the transfer window closed on February 3rd, we are weaker after the window than we were going in. And I think that's criminal to weaken your squad for first place going into the business end of the season. in the business end of the season when you know you're gonna get 18 cup finals, 16 cup finals on the run in, where the Premier League has a book out, they have a playbook out, they have videotape out on Odegaard, this end of the season, how he plays, his tendencies, his mannerisms, and all that shit. So when they're preparing to play Arsenal, that's who they're preparing to play against. They're not preparing to play against a direct, unpredictable Ethan or a big time moments player like Eze. They know the Arsenal lineup in the big games starting will be the midfield of Odegaard, Rice, and Zubimendi. And Saka is going to be planted on that right side unless it's a game like a Brentford where he rotates and play Nani Madueke against Brentfords and Bournemouths and that. But against Chelsea at home, Man City away, Liverpool at home today, we know what the lineup is going to be tomorrow. 100%. But now I'm not into letting your squad get weaker. Going into the more difficult part of the season, you should be either you leave your squad as is or you bulk up. You make it weaker, then you deserve whatever you get towards the end of it. More likely to be a 5-1 than a 2-1, to be honest. Nah. If Liverpool let we put 5 goals past them, then how does the Liverpool fan base react to that? Do they react to that and say, well, Arsenal are the best team in the league, blah, blah, blah. And, these results happen. Because the reaction to the Liverpool loss to Nottingham Forest at Anfield was kind of head loss, rightly so. But you don't want to be conceding 5 when you have man like, Virgil, who still sits at the table with, all the big boys of Europe when it comes to defending, But 5? Nah. If he gets to this, it's 3-1, 3-2 is the standard result for Arsenal, Liverpool at the Emirates under this Arteta reign, right? I remember was it 4-4 or the 4-3 with the Coutinho screamer, the opening game of the season with Wenger, the shootout. Like this, historically, this fixture has some goals in it. But 3-1, I just don't see a 5-1. I could see a 4-2, but a 5-1, it's long. One more question. If we do smoke Liverpool, do we get Slot sacked? Again, I have us winning, but not smacking them. Nah. If he survives losing at home to Forest, definitely he survives losing away at the best team in Europe, right? So the reality is Liverpool, even though they're coming off the back of consecutive draws, they are on a unbeaten run. They haven't been losing games, So they kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit. Their last loss in the Champions League was a Champions League game, 4-1, Eindhoven. And their last loss was that battering by Forest at home. So he survived that. And the City, Forest, Eindhoven losses, the 3-game skid in all comps after the 4-game losing streak. I think they have gone through the stretch where they're going to see red on their fixture list. So now I don't think he gets sacked. As you asked yesterday, I would happily take a draw still. Semenyo, here we go, happen. So Ethan will be Bournemouth by the end of the month. Now, if Arsenal Football Club has it in them to be so stupid that you strengthen Man City when you're competing against them by letting them sign Semenyo because Bournemouth know they're going to get Ethan off of us, it's sackable. From the manager to Andrea Berta. Yes, I'm calling on Andrea Berta on this because he is not immune to criticism if he is a part of this. The same way that every and anyone who was involved in the Kai Havertz deal should have been sacked the moment we got audited and find out that we paid full price for a guy that Chelsea couldn't wait to get rid of, and they made him the highest paid player at our football club before he kicked the ball for us, coming off the back of a title charge when we were carried by a 22-year-old in Bukayo Saka and a 21-year-old in Martinelli and a 23-year-old in Odegaard. We go sign Kai Havertz and make him the highest paid player in our team. That decision should be studied, should be investigated, and there had to be some money laundering and fraud somewhere. Fast forward, if Andrea Bertha, knowingly in these circles, he has more information than all of us. But you can put 2 and 2 together and say, if Bournemouth knows for sure that they are not getting Ethan Nwaneri, why let Semenyo go? So indirectly, you strengthen Man City by letting them weaken our team by taking Ethan off our team, because that's a hill I'm willing to die on. If you let Ethan go, you are making your team weaker. You are. So Ethan has to stay. And if Ethan is going to Bournemouth so they can strengthen Man City, we are indirectly strengthening the people who are chasing us for a Premier League title. That's a fuckery. Come on, get your shit together, Arsenal. Ethan better be an Arsenal player at the end of this month. The result versus Arsenal won't get him sacked, but if the performance is as woeful as it's been, that could be the major factor. He went on to get sacked. I hear it. Now, if you lose to Burnley, at Anfield after you bring Ekitike back into the fold, and I think that's what you should do, because I don't think you should rush Ekitike back to play him against the best defense in Europe. Just don't. He's going to have a long day. So don't rush him back from injury so he can deal with big bullies, Gabby and Willie the Schlong man. Timber is a pit bull already. So Mr. Drinking the Kool-Aid BBK, are Arsenal going to win the league? Yes or no? They're sitting on the fence to pivot either way. The assembled. I can't. Match week 33 is when I'll make my claim. That's when I'll know. I will know that weekend, unless Arsenal proves it to me before we get there. But match week 33, when we play Man City, I will know if we're winning the Premier League or not. April 18th. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This is not Kool-Aid. This is Irish whiskey in my Waffle House cup. If Liverpool do win Manchester City, Pep, will the lads we won the league again if we lock in? I hear it. Big up to Yaga P. It's an easy no. It's an easy no if we go into match week 33. We're 6 points clear, and then we beat them and go 9. Big up to Yaga P in the house. Big up to my bro, the star bro, the Waffle Don. Yeah, 4-3, where Mane scored the best ever goal for Liverpool on his debut. I remember that Katina rocket when he cut onto his right foot. I was like, please, don't. Had paid a check. Just big up my bro. Say, Yummy Vata. Big up, bro. Apologize if I messed your name up. Arteta ain't smoking anyone. I'm predicting a 1-1. This man is a fraud. Just watch. Don't believe me, just I'm watching. I've been watching him for 5 years, Yomi. And he hasn't changed my opinion on him. I had his lawyer in this chat yesterday. His own lawyer, his personal attorney, was in the chat with us yesterday. Don't take my word for it. The chat can testify. Mikel Arteta's attorney was in this chat yesterday trying to convince us that this is true.
There is not currently a better manager in world football than Mikel Arteta.
You know what? I even forgot that I had this clip while he was in here yesterday, or I would have played it.
When was Arsenal founded, Rob? Because I know you know
1886.
How many years is that?
I should have played it, I swear, but I was... Fair to say maybe he had me rattled. That I didn't even remember what I had uploaded in my media. Maybe he had me rattled. 200 years.
When was Arsenal founded, Rob? Because I know you know that.
1886.
How many years is that? 200 years. Under what manager?
So Yomi, that's what I'm saying. I had Arteta's attorney, Positive Dan, right there yesterday in here, and he had me so rattled I forgot that I had that clip of him trying to tell me that Mikel Arteta was what was his words? I don't want to misquote him because I want to keep the conversation honest. He said something along the lines of Arteta is the best performing manager in Europe. And we're like, we don't care. If that's what you believe, okay, he's the best performing manager in October, September, November. We don't care. Be the best performing manager in January, February, March, then we're talking. You know, be the best performing manager in Europe. That means we're in May, late May, we're playing Champions League football, a final in Budapest. I am there. Top 3, my favorite European city to be. Budapest is on there. Then, when it happens, yes, he will be talked about and regarded as one of the best performing managers. Big up to Gary. Hope you're good, Gary. AJ BBK in his heyday would have said no, being the host. Now he's on the fence. DSL, I'm not saying yes. What I've said was I don't trust Arteta with a 6-point lead with 54 points to play for. So I'm not saying that I think he's going to win the league. I don't. But we get to match week 33 and it's still a 6-point lead, hopefully more. Then what I say will be based in the facts of the situation at hand. But if I had to put hand over heart right now, gun to head, and someone says, you're going to go to sleep now, and on May 23rd, you're going to wake up, who are Premier League champions? Is it Arsenal or Man City? I'm not picking us. And that's solely down to him. I don't trust him with a 6-point lead with 54 points to play for. But we get to match week 33, it'll be 15 points to play for. And if we're 6 to 7 points clear, the scenario exists and the possibility exists that you could see us win a Premier League title without, matter of fact, not without, you could see us win a Premier League title in spite of Super Mick Arteta being our manager. We can overperform. Because I, myself, have accomplished missions with shit commanders in charge. So these troops on the pitch can accomplish a mission without the shit commander in charge. It can't happen. You can overperform. I think Declan Rice right now is overperforming. I think Timber is overperforming. Timber and Declan Rice are performing so well. Gabriel, despite that mistake he made against Bournemouth, are performing so well that when they make a mistake or they perform at a 6 out of 10, it's highlighted. When you have rivals like, see, I told you Gabriel's a bozo. Motherfucker, you had to delete that tweet in 5 minutes. 5, 10 minutes. What's he doing there? Whipping his left foot at it. Big up to Tyrell, my guy. Big up, my bro. Hope you're good, man. Yomi says, apparently Kai has been offered a 1-year additional extension. Sack everyone involved. Listen, big up to my bro, Lion Tex. Lion Tex and I had a discussion about this the other day in a group chat. And I said, Tex, if they're offering a new contract, hopefully it's a wage reduction. Hopefully Kai Havertz feels guilty about stealing money from the football club. And they're renegotiating his contract to lower his wages. That's the only way. His contract, correct me if I'm wrong, we signed Kai Havertz in 2023, right? On the back of the first failed title charge. And he signed a 5-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. Big up, rookie. See you. If he signed a 5-year deal in 2023, not the greatest at math, but that contract runs till 2028. We just crossed into 2026. Why are we even entertaining this? Come on, like we've had to learn from our past mistakes, or then we're about to repeat them. Bro, Ethan needs game time. No need to make it more than it is. If he needs game time at Arsenal, I want him at Bournemouth. He can help us. He goes to Bournemouth, he makes them stronger. He leaves us, he makes us weaker. I'm not in favor of weakening my football team for anyone. You know, Eze needs minutes. He does. Aren't we loaning him out? No. Don't loan. No. No. If we win the Premier League title this year, and you have another massive midfielder who wants to come in and he's already ready, established, and he's going to come play, fair enough. Then you can send Ethan on loan so he can go get minutes. But until then, I think Ethan can help us win this Premier League title. I don't want to think about the next one until we win this one. And I think if Ethan goes, we have less of a chance of winning the Premier League. That's why I'm at with that. Semenyo wanted to go already. I know what he wants. I want $1 million. I want it to be a CW5, but I had to retire CW4. He can want to go. The club owned the rights to the player. You know, Jack Grealish wanted to stay at City. Players want to do this. Players want to do that. Gahey wanted to go to Liverpool. Gahey is at Crystal Palace, playing well. But I hear you. Hit that like button, please, people. We got 30 in the house. Listen to the monster. We got 30 in the house. And please, people, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. The question should be, why aren't we going for Semenyo? We aren't going for Semenyo because Arteta has Eze, who he didn't want, who he can shoehorn out there. He has Trossard, who we just gave a bumper contract to for no goddamn reason. And he has Martinelli, who's the most defensive winger in the league. So we should be in for Semenyo, but not under Arteta, because this Arteta system, left wing, is not a need for us. FSG are capable owners. They won't sack slot. It will only cause instability, and Liverpool doesn't tolerate that. They do their due diligence before they are not the type to do knee-jerk reactions like the West Ham people and sack Moyes after he won them a trophy, thinking they're bigger than they are, right? So the City, the Liverpool faithful, yeah, they're a thoughtful bunch. City might draw today, so we better win tomorrow. I hear it. I listen, Danny Welbeck masterclass. I want Danny Welbeck to leave that pitch today. Danny Welbeck, when he's lacing up his boots, he's like, everyone's talking about Erling Haaland as the best striker in the Premier League. Well, guess what? I'm going to be the best striker on the pitch today. Yeah. Team talk. Fabian, that's what you tell Welbeck before he goes on the pitch. But like, bro, you go on the pitch today and you let people forget that Haaland is the striker. You are the main attraction today. You go out there and you bang. You know? And that City defense can be got at. And Welbeck can be clinical, you know. Semenyo is reported an Arsenal fan. I heard that a couple times, but, you know, nothing concrete. So we should have used Ethan as make weight in a player push, player plus cash deal. Yes, I'm waiting for the final 4-game and Blunderman is capable of losing in ways you couldn't see it coming. I'll be watching Fraud Watch tomorrow night. No more fraud at United. 200 years. 200 years, you know. Arsenal fan for 21 years. Not an Arteta fan. Well, you're in the right place, my bro. Full disclaimer. I see the name is new around these parts. I am Tyron from BBK Sports. Arsenal fan since 1991. Going on 35 years skin in the game. Big you up. Appreciate you checking in. Yeah, AJ, it's ridiculous we didn't go for him, probably because we didn't let go one of our left wingers. But still, not only did we not, I've read many reports this summer that we turned down money for Martinelli. Like Bayern Munich was offering money for Martinelli. I'm like, brother, you might as well call Martinelli an academy kid. We paid like £6 to £8 million for him. And he is not going to, this is it. He's peaked. That 2022, 2023, that's the best you're going to get from him. Premier League wise. In Europe, he's going to do his thing. But, shut up. 200. It's the Arteta. The copium was taking him over. You know, he couldn't help himself. He heard 200, and he heard 18 something, and we're in 2020 something. So he just assumed. Enrique, 2 troubles. Arteta, treble of Butland. I know who I want as my manager. Right. 2 troubles with 2 different leagues, 2 different countries. And I think Enrique fancies the challenge of being the first manager to do, because he's not going back to La Liga. He can, I guarantee you, if Bayern Munich shit the Bayern company, they'll call him. Then he could have, 3 different troubles in 3 different countries. Because he goes to Bayern Munich, that is trouble guaranteed. Good to know. We win tomorrow. I don't mind anyone's views as the manager. Failure to win for a long time causes extremism, so I'm not surprised. I hear it. Wants to work in England. Go get him, man. The reason why Arteta hasn't won the league in the last 3 seasons, starting using Rob Holding as a head of Kivy or sack him now. So the context around that, Yomi, is that not only did he go into the season with Rob Holding, they sent Saliba. He sent Saliba on a 3rd loan. Now, I don't care if Saliba wasn't ready or Saliba wasn't at the levels that he is now. That's a fair challenge. But Saliba that year, going on a 3rd loan, was better than Rob Holding. He was. And we know the story that this man was trying to get rid of Saliba. Because Saliba was the number 4. He gave number 4 to Benjamin White. But that 3rd loan, Saliba came back and was so good, he had to play. So that's how Benjamin White became a right back. The rest is history. And if he dares lose to Portsmouth, he must win he loses to Portsmouth. That is Grimsby type stuff. Now we're crossing into Grimsby type territory now. Bro, what in spite of the manager? If we win this league, you guys better not bring that narrative to the table. We'll see. Because we haven't won the league because of him. Right? It was in our hands 2 of the 3 seasons. Yeah? And we give him credit against all the teams when he rotates and gets the tactic rest. We give him all the credit. So if we can't blame him for the ones that he fucked off, what are we saying? Let's get it. We have 100. Who's injured now? Who's the 105? I thought we was at 104 with who was it? Who was the last injury? Deckers. That had me panicking for the Villa game. It's a lot, man. It's factually 1 from a possible 22. That isn't a lot. Getting knocked out the cup to Forest and West Ham and that. If the players get the Prem done, you could argue this Arsenal most impressive Prem because we win it. That's how Arteta factually is. Eze and Odegaard at the 10, Saka, Madueke, and Diamond at right wing. If they play Ethan, the development on loan is a good option. Ethan going out on loan, any one of our players, I'm not limiting just to Ethan, any one of our players gets sent out on loan and we don't win the fucking Premier League, I'm going to be so goddamn upset. Okay, say the transfer window closes, and we're at the Emirates and Odegaard falls on his damn shoulder again. Oh, where's our? Oh, Ethan. Oh, we know he doesn't fancy Eze. Right? Or what if Eze himself is injured? Then Odegaard falls on his damn shoulder. Now Ethan is at Bournemouth, can't help us. Now we go back to the 3 bridges in midfield. Keep your players. Want to hear it? He signed a new contract to play at Arsenal Football Club, knowing that we are going into a title charge. We're going to send him to Bournemouth because the manager don't want to fucking play him. Come on now. Ruining Gyökeres isn't using Norgard. I think he uses Norgard on. Well, let me finish reading your comment, yo. Doesn't use Norgard, Ethan, Eze, but this fraud knows how to cry about injuries after bottling the title. Get him going. So the Norgard, I do think he will use Norgard in the FA Cup game. Probably at center back to rest Saliba, right? But The Ethan and the, as they being an unused sub for 4 Premier League games on the bounce concerns me. Not gonna lie, it concerns me. It's not like this guy is a young guy who needs development or like brother. Bad boy, you know. FA Cup winner in that. Should have started left wing last season because he's better than Gabriel Martinelli and Trossard. Please like the stream, people. I don't even know how many likes we're at right now. Big up. At the moment we win, the extremism is our fan base. Could be stopped immediately, and I hope the ones with bigger platforms will make sure that happens. It's sickening, but they won't, Rookie, because that's what get them clicks. Extremism. If this is not extreme, I don't know what the fuck is. Tell me about extremism.
There is not currently a better manager in world football than Mikel Arteta.
Did Pep Guardiola start coaching in the NBA or some shit? That's extremism. That is the biggest fan platform in the fan base. I think Goldbridge has passed them now. But for the better part of 10 years, AFTV was the biggest fan channel in the world. These men get state-funded trips. They get club-funded trips to Singapore. And that's the shit that they push out. That's how extreme you have to be to get a seat on that platform. So for every one Lee Gunner, there's 10 E-Gals, my brother. So I get it. But the minute we win a game, right, or we're in good form in a season, in a part of the season that of little consequence, we have his lawyer, which he's welcome to come here. But he came here yesterday to say the same thing that this guy was saying. There's not a better performing manager in Europe right now than Mikel Arteta. Why even say that? What good that does do for us? But it just has to. When the praise turns into glaze, well, the trophy being raised. I was about to say something else, but we got to get canceled. It's moving wavy. The moment we win, it's 2026, you know. That gimmick is so long dead. I also see Ethan on the left too. He escaped. He does. But this would require us to play expansive football. I manage to be creative, expansive, and kill teams off where you can rotate your squad better. Because if it's 4-0, if it's 3-0 in the 70th minute, now you have options to rotate that you didn't have going into the game, or that you won't have in the next game when it's 1-0, but it's 82 minutes on the clock. You keep your big guns out there, right? The moment we win, I want this shit over it. We've always seen a club that takes its time over decision making. So right now, Slat has 4 months to fix up and change things around, which he hasn't. So I think we're getting close to the decision. I think I'm of the opinion that if Liverpool Football Club had assurances from a Xabi Alonso, if he wasn't employed, or should he be on the hot seat at Real Madrid, or if a Conte or Simeone, if they had a manager in mind who agreed to come to Liverpool, they would have pulled the plug. I think right now what's keeping him a job is that Liverpool haven't been satisfied in their search. I would agree about Trossard. However, there is no reason Ethan shouldn't gotten a single right now. All right. There's. Now you need you guys need to trust the process. He is the second coming. Our friend Aldino said by the real bad man. Never won it. Never been done. Arteta is underachieved, and the criticism is well deserved. 900 M's and nothing to show for it. So I agree. But the moment he wins, I want this shit over it. I want our fan base to be like Liverpool. And that's the thing. The reason why the Liverpool fan base was so unified last year and years prior is because they win. And I've said it many times, Rookie. You don't have to believe me. You can ask the chat that I've always said. if Arsenal Football Club was consistently getting to finals, the energy around the fan base would be different. Because I fancy us in most finals. You give me a day out at Wembley, I fancy us to win it. In this EFL Cup, Chelsea are still in it. The defending holders are in it in Newcastle, and Man City are no joke on their day at Wembley. But we get to Wembley, I fancy us against any one of them in a final. So Mateo moving like Eucharist, the sarcasm. Anyways, big up, man. Big up to you, man. Big up to Footy Corner, saying which two. I'm not sure what the question was, but big up. If he doesn't win the league in this position we are in, even if he wins the UCL, sack him. He has to live on a high note, but that won't happen. If Arsenal Football Club if he wins us one of the majors, he stays. Champions League, Premier League, right? Because then the narrative will just be, well, he sacrificed the Premier League for the Champions League, right? And the Champions League was the higher priority because we've never won it in our history. But if he wins us our first Champions League, he's getting a statue. 4 seasons in a row, he leaves on a high. Yeah, if 4 in a row, right? It's never been done, isn't it? We don't need to break any more records in the banter books. We have enough information, enough ball jobs, enough bad results for us to be bantered about. We cannot add coming second 4 times to that list. Like, come on. Rookie out here doing math, and it's 900 plus. Either way, 900 plus, you can throw a rock at a Billy. Oh, the Kai setback. Jesus. Does he hate Eucharist that much? He's rushing back Kai, that he's fucked him up that bad. Yeah. Do you know how many games Norgard featured in? I know he featured in the Brighton game, a couple of the EFL Cup games, played center back in one of the games. Yeah, it's single digits. I know it's not double digits, but I have a glance. I apologize. This is the shit part of being on the road doing the shows. You know, don't have my setup the way I would like, where I can just get this information on my screen. Norgard. 3 matches. 3 got that. I said less than 10 because I thought it was going to be like 5 or 6. But he's played in 3 matches. My God. Not good. This is the captain of Brentford, you know. Good business, they said. 3 damn minutes. 3 games, 31 minutes played in the Premier League. So in all comps, maybe 6. Big up to James Bond. Manners and respect. Hope you are good, man. Yeah. So an extreme opinion from BBK Sports with 1.8K subs, and then multiple extremists of opinions on AFTV with 1.8 million. Yeah. The algorithm doesn't even know I exist. Yeah. So, you know, it's long, man. It's we win a couple of games and that 1.7 million echo chamber just blows smoke. And I understand it. I genuinely understand why the Arsenal fan base is so hated. I get it. Because, you know, I hate a lot of our fans. I don't mean hate as in extremism hate, just, you know, a strong disdain for people who are self-aware, who are self-unaware. Big up the blacks, manners and respect. Top good and celebrate everything but trophies. Yep, everything. Most this, most that, most this. Unnecessary runs of form that often lead to nowhere. Toxic positivity or unnecessary negativity, I want it to stop. But prime example, Rookie, right? Here's why there's such a divide in the fan base. If I said this statement, and this is a true thing that I've experienced across other platforms that I've been guests on since I've started doing content, I will go on the platform and I will say, Arsenal Football Club haven't won anything in 5 years and they need to fix up. And everyone on the panel nod their head north or south and would agree. Even the top gooners are agreeing. I say, yeah, we need to fix up. But I crossed out Arsenal and I put Arteta in that very same sentence. It's the only word I changed. Arsenal to Arteta hasn't won anything in 5 years. I need to fix up. And I'm called everything other than BBK. I'm called everything other than Tyrant. Everything other than my fucking name. You're shit, you're this, you're that, you're not fit to wear the badge, you don't support the club. Why can't you just get behind Super Mick Arteta? That's the difference between us and them. Unnecessary negativity, whatever, you can fair. But we will speak, and when we lose the game, we will highlight X, Y, and Z. When we win a game, they come over here and say, "What you saying now?" Like, brother, you know, it's only October. It's October 9th. And I'm on the catch up a manner on there with replica Premier League trophies. Match week 9, you know, with 29 games to play. Not sure why industry professionals feel the need to glaze him. Media brownie points, maybe. Yeah, them have compromised their journalistic integrity in the name of access to the club, you know. But we don't do that. We don't cross that line over here. We praise when we need to, but we don't glaze, because the praise validates the criticism. And it's just when people like the person you're criticizing, it might comes off as unnecessary negativity. And I'm not saying that what Rookie is saying, but you know what I mean. Why would you want to be like Liverpool? No, I wouldn't. Let's just hope Man City drop points versus Brighton tonight. There was a chance. I did. Danny Welbeck, rise, my bro. You're still loved. I'm not saying you specifically. I get it. Like, no offense is taken, Arush. None whatsoever. Feel free to express yourself. Here, that's the footballing conversation. But some of the things I've seen when the club is on the high now, it's disgusting. Now, what you're probably seeing and who you're seeing it from are people who has probably seen us in this very same situation before and see how our fans react to it, only for it to do this in a couple of months. And then you can only try to tell people something so long nicely, right? You tell your kid, hey, get off the couch. Get your feet off the couch. Get your feet off the couch. And you raise your voice. Get your feet off the couch. And pretend like, you know, and it's the minute you throw the F-bomb in there is when they react. So you can only tell the toxic positivity merchants to be calm so many times. Hey, just keep your feet on the ground. It's only match week 9. It's October, bro. Just calm down. Well, you know, we still have 54 points to play for, only leading by 6. Just calm down. Injuries happen, fixture congestions, stuff happens, bro. You know, bad run of form, whatever. Just calm down. There's only so many times you can tell them in a rational way before you be like, hey, man, you're being a stupid. See you next Tuesday. Just shut that. You know what I mean? Do you think the rumors getting tapped up for United job are true? Hell no. Hell no. I don't believe that any more than, oh, we need to lock him up because Barcelona are circling. That's just media nonsense. Notification that Sir Harold is back. So does Rashford and Sancho have a future at United now? Now that Ten Hag is gone, now that Amorim is gone, you know, shit. Liam Rosenau come in. Maybe Raheem Sterling has a future at Chelsea now. You know, who knows? Hey, man. Main channel, but I've been using your other account for a while. Yeah, man, make sure everyone is subbing to everyone. Spread the love around. That's what we do. All I'm saying is when we win, everyone should leave their agendas. I'm parading, bro. I am parading. I am there. See you in London, Rookie. You there? You got me, eh? I am there. We get to the final in Budapest. I'm there. At the final. Big up to my bro Views. Love my G. Why do you, bro? You got Chelsea wanting to be Brighton and got Arsenal wanting to be Liverpool. What's going on here? Yeah, Chelsea are coming Brighton quicker than they think. Big up to Mr. Pads. He was the general. Big up, man. I had to tell my mom deserve cancer for my views, but the club, we are not the problem. That's not extremism, but the truth, Arteta at this point has underachieved massively, massively. And this is one of the things that I don't like is that when defenders of Arteta, when you ask him to deliver, when you ask him to not go 6 years trophyless at a big club like Arsenal, people pretend like you're asking him to cure cancer or some shit. Nah, bro, I'm asking you not to go 6 years with a trophy where you're paid like one of the big managers in Europe. Danny Welbeck ain't starting brand managers a fraud. Well, to be fair, I've seen him come on and have massive impact. But he started a couple of games this season, but he plays today. I think he plays. And normally if Danny is coming on, the game is usually close. And he does have a clinical finish in him. But he hasn't been starting much as of late. I had to take him out my FPL. Not gonna lie. I want us to win as well, AJ, and Arteta should have been sacked last year, but got a new contract. If he doesn't win, he will get the criticism he deserves. And that's what we were telling Dan yesterday. When he wins, we will regulate. He has the opportunity to make himself a Premier League champion. Because once he becomes a Premier League champion, we will refer to him as such. But until then, he is seriously faced. He has been a serial second place finisher, and that's failure at this level. So we won't glaze for that. We won't pick apart bits and not imaginary, but irrelevant stats of how good he's been against the top six, how good he's been against this manager, his defensive record, Golden Gloves, Faraya, this signing, that signing. All that stuff is good for him. Right now, Arsenal fans, we are looking out for what's good for us. And what's good for us is for us to become Premier League champions for the first time in 22 years, the first time in the stadium that we call a fortress. You know how embarrassing it is to be able to not be able to say we've won a Premier League in the stadium that we smashed the 0-1 down for. And it's been 20 years. We moved 20 years this year. It's time. This is what you are charged with doing. All this is not your fault, Arteta. The fact that we haven't won the Premier League in the Emirates Arena is not Arteta's fault. But it's his responsibility to fix. Because you are the head of our football club. Criticism is needed, and as a data analyst myself, all the numbers are in our favor. Hopefully we win and we celebrate it, man. So, hey, do some numbers. Run some numbers and come back with us because I'm about to wrap up. But yeah, the data analysis, when I see the numbers and the analytics, I pay attention to them. You know, I know football ain't played on a calculator, but I do pay attention to the odds and all that stuff. I want us to win as well. Oh, got the criticism he deserves. Big up to views. But big up, man. Big up. People, I got 28 of you legends locked in, but I have to love you and leave you. I do have some more errands to run today and some more catching up to do because I am traveling again tomorrow to my final stop to Atlanta before I fly back to the BBK headquarters. Big up to every single one of you. There is football to be played. I do have to run now. I have some things to go do before I'm back on the Bruised Banana at 8:30 p.m. UK time. So love, 27 of you locked in. Make sure that you legends consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Consider hitting the like button on your way out. Like I always say, people, thank you for the conversation. Like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.